We have had a president from northern part of Nigeria in the person of President Muhammad Buhari, who held this country for 8 years. And within that period, he failed to address the problems of security, the problems of poverty and underdevelopment in northern part of Nigeria. We can hold President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to account as an elected president. When you elect a president, you want him to perform, you want him to deliver, you want him to address a number of issues, including insecurity. But you cannot blame him for what is happening in the north. Because what we are seeing in the north today is a product of decades of neglect and failure by successive administrations in this country, by which most of them were headed by people from northern part of Nigeria. And I say we can hold him to account, but we can't blame him for the following reason. First of all, we have had a president from northern part of Nigeria who held this country for 8 years. And within that period, he failed to address the problems of security, the problems of poverty and underdevelopment in northern part of Nigeria. And particularly on security, he appointed northerners to all the key strategic positions in the security architecture of this country. And they failed to deliver. They did not stop the killings, they did not stop the abductions, they did not stop the massacre of our people, the slaughter of our people by terrorists and bandits. They failed to stop it. At this time, the North should go into soul searching. We should come together, see how we can work with the elements in the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration, and see how we can solve our problems ourselves. These bandits and terrorists that are killing people in the north, northwest, and northeastern part of Nigeria are not from Mali, they are not from Eritrea, they are not from Mauritania, they are not from Congo. They are our people. We share the same geographical location, we share the same religion, we share the same ethnicity. They live with us, and they are not also from southern part of Nigeria. So it is our problem to solve. The preponderance or the prevailing poverty in northern part of Nigeria cannot also be hanged on the neck of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It is northern leaders who had the opportunity to be in power that failed to address this problem. The earlier we tell ourselves the truth, the better. These killings, these abductions, has destroyed our agricultural life in rural communities. It has also destroyed our own educational basis in rural communities. Over 10,000 schools have closed down. Should we continue this blame game when we refuse to hold northerners who are in power to account? Many times when I was in the National Assembly, each time I stood up to challenge the former president on matters of insecurity in northern part of Nigeria, it is northern senators that opposes me, because in their own thought and madness, the image of the president is more important to them than the lives of our people. Our people have been killed, our people have been slaughtered in North. If you count all the number of these terrorists and bandits in northern part of Nigeria, they're not up to 5,000. Why should such a meager number of people hold a whole region to ransom? The earlier we as a people in the North converge and address this problem, the better for us. These bandits have destroyed our region, they have demonized our region. This is not what it's supposed to be. I don't believe that they cannot be defeated. We can do it. The first is to have the faith that you can do it. Decide that you can do it. Unite, come out with a program that should be implemented for the issues to be addressed. The northern political elite, the traditional rulers, the religious leaders, the northern intelligentsia, the business community must put heads together with the elements in government and address the problems of underdevelopment, of insecurity, and poverty in northern Nigeria.
You see, the insecurity in the north is actually being sponsored by northern's governors, Islamic jihadists. That very week that Christopher Musa gave that command, that is the week that all the jihadist Fulani northern governors met in Kaduna and begins to talk about peace and peace negotiation with bandits. It was the same week that they galvanized some jihadist Islamic scholars to go to have interaction with Bello Turji. And I want all the natives in northern Nigerians to know that the continuation of the killings of the natives by the Fulani jihadis is not acceptable, and it is high time that the Fulani notice all the natives in northern Nigeria should wake up to understand that there is a conspiracy to actually wipe away all the natives in northern Nigeria. And it is high time for all northerners to wake up and begin to protect themselves. If not, one day we are going to wake up and find out that these people have wiped away all the natives in the northern Nigeria.
Salam, my people. I am a northerner, and as a northerner, I must talk. Somebody is telling me that I should not talk about what is raging on in our own part of the country in the northern Nigeria. What the hell are you talking about? Senseless killings everywhere, kidnapping, collecting ransom, burning our places, killing our people, roasting our people inside cars as if they are pouch and maize or whatever. And we still believe we have leaders. We still believe we have people who are representing us, people that we are always doing our everything possible to see that we uplift their profile, we change their perception, we tell them the truth, making them sellable in the eyes of the world. And now we appealing the fans for what is really happening in Nigeria. There is no way, nobody on earth can stop me from saying the fact just the way it is.
As much as people in the north are our brothers and sisters, I think it is time to start putting the blame where it should be, and that is with the political elite in northern Nigeria. These people have been getting away with murder for too many years since independence. They've not taken responsibility where they should, and they've not really contributed in good faith towards the development of this country generally. Why do I say this? If you've noticed, you'll see that anyone that is constituting any form of nuisance or anyone that is a security threat in southern Nigeria, the political elite down here pretty much hand them over to security agencies. So let's cite some specific examples. Talk about Nnamdi Kanu. He's in detention. And the reason why he's not out is because Southeast elite have informally signaled to federal government that just keep this guy there. We don't want any trouble. The governors there just want to get on with their business and they don't want any disturbance. When Sunday Igboho started his own wala, even though it was legitimate at the time, the Yoruba leaders found a way to get him into the hands of government, because at a point the problem became unbearable. And same thing with Niger Delta, even though they were offered amnesty at some point, but you could see that there were several efforts to ensure that that problem was nipped in the bud. But in the case of northern Nigeria, you have cases of people burning their fellow citizens, and the emirs, the political leaders don't say anything. You have cases where the Nigerian army is supposed to actually chase after bandits or terrorists, and then you hear things like that there's no approval from the office of the NSA. You have situations where we have special programs where we give cash, give material and all of that to bandits in northern Nigeria. And you also have rhetoric where we say, where the president, that former president says, Boko Haram, that they're part of us, that if we are giving Niger Delta people amnesty, why not give Boko Haram amnesty? At this juncture, I think it's just safe to say that northern elite, for some funny reason, maybe it's remorse of not developing that region properly over the years, maybe that is the reason why they are sort of lukewarm or don't want to be decisive when it comes to eliminating terrorism in northern Nigeria. So we all know the way this country is. If a southern president decides to do the right thing, they say it's against the northern, then we can go all the way back to 1966 or all the earlier problems we had as a country. So that is why you have presidents generally playing it safe and not trying to do anything that will go against the grain of the consensus in northern Nigeria. So please, all the presidents responsible for any security situation in southern Nigeria, because we can actually get things done here when it comes to that regard. But northern Nigeria, let's leave it to the political elite. When they are ready to keep that region safe, they should come back to the rest of the country. They will all put our heads and resources together to ensure that we keep Nigeria safe generally. And let me just end with this. When Amotekun started when we started Amotekun in southern Nigeria, I remember vividly that northern governors, northern elite were squarely against it. And we had people like Akeredolu, later Governor Akeredolu, may so rest, saying, stamping his feet on the ground to say, look, we're going to go ahead with this because we don't want to import insecurity to the south. And what happened? The next thing we heard is that they killed people in Akeredolu's village, hometown. That is all. And till date, approval for sophisticated weapons is very far from the reach of Amotekun. Why? The federal politics of Nigeria, the not standing against such developments. If Nigeria is going to develop, everybody has to contribute, including the North. But if they say they want the security situation in northern Nigeria to remain the same, then what can we do about it? Possibly nothing. Look at Kwara. The OPCD has been restrained from making any meaningful contribution towards the security of Kwara State, despite all the onslaught of Fulani, they don't like to call it Fulani militia, but despite all the onslaught of the dangerous militias imported from outside Nigeria, because I believe it's not Nigeria's Fulani that are doing all of that, and that is the reality. But the imported Fulani militia, they are doing all of these things, and our own people can't just stand up to fight for themselves. I think I should not stress the issue. It's simple. Let northern Nigeria find a solution to its own security problems.
So I'd like to get your opinion as regards what the former speaker said, attributing the backwardness and poverty playing out in the northern region of Nigeria to leadership defaults.
I think for me, I think this is a situation where both the messenger and the messenger, where there's problem with both the messenger and the message. I will start with the message first. Yeah, I believe that it is not only northern Nigeria that is suffering from bad leadership. It is the whole of Nigeria, north, south, east, wherever you turn to. Nigerians are suffering, and Nigeria itself is suffering from bad leadership, bad governance, and poor leadership at all levels, whether be it at the local, state, or federal. And when it comes to the messenger, I think the former speaker is just trying to ingratiate himself to the presidency. If you look at his political antecedent, he's someone who was initially opposed to Mr. President's candidacy, before the 2023 election, and now after the election, he's trying to find his way back into the president cycle. And I think he's looking at I think he's seen things like this as an opportunity for him actually to warm up, to back into the president's grace. But on the whole, I think, regarding the message, it's not only northern Nigeria that has, the issue of poor leadership. It is the whole of the country, and we must do something about it. And I think all the elites are actually, our political, traditional, economic, they all stand to, share part of the blame for the poor, state of affairs developmentally across the country. And the former speaker himself, unfortunately, is also part of those people. He's part of the northern elite. He's part of the Nigerian elite, whether he likes it or not. And I think he also is part of the problem, not the solution in this case.
But then, according to statistics, about 65% of the poor, looking at around 86 million people in the north, are said to be living in poverty compared to the south that has just 35%. And I guess that's what the former speaker is actually talking about in terms of the scale. So when you look at that, what do you think are the critical steps that need to be taken by northern elites to change this narrative?
I agree with that statistic that comparatively the north is actually faring worse than the south developmentally. If you look at the incidence of poverty, and other human development indices, the north is quite lagging behind the south in this aspect. And when you look at northern Nigeria as a country and southern Nigeria as a country, you can see the disparity in very clear terms. And I believe what we can do, it is like imperative on northern stakeholders, the leaders, traditionals, economic, political, at all levels to actually come together to put some drastic measures that will actually put northern Nigeria on the path of sustainable economic development and prosperity. But to do that, I think it requires, the cohesive efforts of leadership at all levels. But the major responsibility actually lies in the leadership of the northern states. State governors across the 19 northern states have a lot to actually contribute.
Welcome back. I know many of you don't listen to waiting all these people have explained, especially the one of Sheikh Husani. Sheikh Husani is somebody that normally come out to let us know the truth about what is going on in the north. He is somebody who is a truth seer. That is why I recommend him in everything. When it comes to everything, will choose that man over and over. You know, that man is not someone who normally come to tell lie about anything that is not happening. He normally come to tell truth irrespective of any region where that thing is happening. He normally call a spade a spade. That is the kind of leader we're supposed to have in either for north or for south. Because the way we did for this country, it is only when something is happening to others, now some others people, they normally come out, can't let us know. When they say, okay, they favor them, they know they come out. But when they against them, they come out. But this Sheikh Husani will not be person like that. This Sheikh Husani, even when them be the buy people for Southern Kaduna, that time where they buy Christian, where peace no day for Southern Kaduna. Now this Sheikh Husani na him be the person where we see he did they speak out in as much as say okay na Christian na Muslim when be sorry in the comment can't explain how everything they happen. That is to tell you the kind of person where we see Sheikh Husani is, and for the other people we see they explain things and how everything is happening in the northern region. You will know that they have explained the thing where we say okay is causing the insecurity where every one of us is facing. You know, the insecurity where we see with the face for northern region MBD because of the insecurity still happening in the south, and for that most of the YouTube say we get for year now like can start coming up to like see their mind. If not, we don't think all this issue will be solved anytime soon. And again, there is something this other northern youth, you know, now be the second person will be say okay, he talk about the jihadist will be say still continue on top Christian for not. But I go like make una will be say okay una be Christian, although some Muslim they face that kind of jihadist for that too. There are some many Muslim now will be say these jihadist, if you know they support them, they go buy you even though you be Muslim, they know they mind them, nothing concern them. You will be say okay, you did the way they face a lot of things according to what those guys or what that guy don't explain. Make you know calm down, make you just wake up, and so it be. And for you hearing this, we know you have something to say concerning this. If anything like that they make you drop what you get to talk below. And also if today is the first time, make you kindly like, share, subscribe. Thank you.